Yes, guys, welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. It's deadline. Dean Jones is still awake from our Friday night stream. Dean, how you feeling, mate?
I am good, mate. I'm good. You've got a bit of echo your end, so see if you can
Where is
figure that.
from?
Is it because you haven't got headphones in?
Maybe.
Try that. Stick mute on and stick those in, and then I'll chat for a second. Yes, hello. It's midnight here in San Diego, and usually, I'll admit, I have a little nap before we get to this point, but I haven't had that today. So that's something to consider. I think I feel awake, everyone. I think I'm ready for this. Obviously, we did a show earlier on today, and it was kind of a precursor for what we're going to do right now, which is our deadline stream. And we didn't really go through our changes properly because we hadn't committed to them. I've committed so far to one change, not the two. And G tells me he has a benching dilemma. So we're going to go through that as well. We'll be going through all of your questions later on in the show. We'll get through plenty through the course of the morning, evening, wherever you are. So G, what do you want to start with?
Oh no! Hang on.
Oh.
Headphones have gone back out because they're dodgy. Is that got echo? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Until I talk, we're good. So just mute it when I talk.
Yeah, okay. No, I think we're good now. That was no echo even when you spoke, which is good. So yeah, okay. Good to see so many in the chat. Double pivot, shout out, Freddie, CH, Jack, Ryan's in the house. Good to see you guys. Yeah, I'm streaming from Sky Sports News. Pretty cool backdrop this morning, guys. Look at that. Can you see through the glass? That is the Sky. That is the set.
That's
Maybe
pretty cool.
we'll do that. Yeah.
Like it.
I won't go out. I mean, I've had to.
Yeah, do it. Go on air now. Just shout, "Chasing Green Arrows."
I can actually see it on air. It's literally, yeah. I can walk behind the camera with my laptop like that. There's a ceiling to this pod, thank God. Even these the new booths at Sky, and you can open it. It's like a sunroof, and if it's open, everyone in the newsroom would hear me now. So I've fortunately been able to close the roof, which I was really panicking about. Anyway,
Wow.
Yeah, guys, hello. They're soundproof, so I'm good in here. Big decisions to make. Dean's made a transfer. You might have seen the thumbnail, which was a picture of Salah out, Saka in. We're going to answer loads of questions today, guys, so make sure you're subscribed. You can put your question in the chat. But Dean, that is a move that many will be very scared of making because Salah against United, we know what he does. But long term, getting Saka in your team right now feels like a good move to those that own Bruno or those that own Salah. You have a route to him unless you have 3 Arsenal already.
Yeah, exactly that. Spoiler alert, that is the transfer that I've made so far. So when you see my team, you'll see that Salah is now gone and Saka is in. It means that I've got 4.6 million in the bank right now. I'm not sure if I need to use the other transfer, which is why I've held back on it for now. I don't think there's too much to fear here. I think that for me, Salah's got a 1-goal ceiling in this game. Yeah, 1 goal. And Saka's playing against Fulham. Look, it's even easier for me to make this decision because I'm scared of Saka scoring against Fulham and I haven't put him in my team. So at least this way, if and when Saka does score against Fulham, at least I know I've got some points for it. Like, it's something, right? But yeah, generally, the other change I was going to make was to bring in either like a Sarr or a Kudus in for Dewsbury Hall and play with a 5-man midfield. I'm not sure I can be bothered. I'm not sure I'm going to bother doing it. So I'll show you all that in a minute. But yeah, I have taken the plunge, mate. Salah's gone, Saka's in.
Like that move. I like that move. Guys, let us know the moves you're making in the chat. Should we do a poll? Do you own Saka for game week 8? Yes or no? Because Dean, he's only 10% owned. Like, I mean, amongst the chat, it might be more like 30%. Let's have a look. But
yeah,
I feel like it's very rare we can own Saka at such a low ownership. Like, he feels like a differential amongst the masses, and that's really dangerous for us. Like, it's great for us. The ceiling is high now.
Yeah. Fulham have a decent record of frustrating Arsenal, so I don't think this is a straightforward Arsenal win. Fulham aren't at full strength at the moment. There's a couple of key absences that I think will help Arsenal secure this game. Cameron has just given us a chat. He says Cunha may have to go as a or Gordon. We'll do that 1 second. Let's carry on with the Arsenal chat for just 1 second. In terms of Saka, I just feel that this is a game he really could explode in.
Yeah.
In terms of he's got that penalty the other day. That has just made me more want to get on top of him. He's already Arsenal's most significant player, the talisman that I keep talking about that I would want. So Saka's that guy right now. And the fact he's on pens means I'm scared to miss out on that. I thought I was covered on that with Gyökeres, and I'm not. And now this way with Rice, Gyökeres, and Saka in my team, I'm definitely covered with pens.
We all thought we were covered with Gyökeres. He's been disappointing, isn't he? I mean, if we do a poll for who owns Gyökeres, it's probably a higher ownership on Gyökeres than it is on Saka.
Mate, look, there was a really interesting comment today yesterday for you from Mikel Arteta.
Oh yeah.
When he was asked about Gyökeres, and because people obviously want to question Gyökeres, and you can in a way question his goal output, if not is how hard he's working for the team in this moment. He's doing okay. But Arteta specifically said that when he was going to sign Gyökeres, he spoke to him and he said, I need somebody that can handle going 8 games without scoring a goal and it doesn't bother them. Okay. I need somebody that has that psychological strength and peace of mind in themselves and the process, that when you go through those spells, you can handle it, because the pressure's going to come. People are going to talk about you, and I need to know. And he said that Gyökeres was prepared for a spell in which he would go through a goal drought. Now, whether he thought that goal drought was coming as soon as the season started, I'm not so sure. But it was something that was on there straight away, and that suggests that Arteta always believed that the goals would still be shared around. And as part of that, it kind of makes me okay. Obviously, the fact that Havertz will soon be coming back into the frame. Madueke is on his way back too. So Arsenal are getting back to full strength soon. And maybe at that point we have to worry about rotation. But for now, Gyökeres is going to be out there. He's going to be in prime positions. At some point, he's going to score some goals.
I'm keen to see when Havertz comes back into the mix and how that affects Gyökeres, because I think a lot will be selling Gyökeres as soon as Havertz is back, just because of the minutes. But if he's scoring goals, he'll be a hard sell. Get Saka next week, but sell Foden or Ahmad, says FPL Mackham, who's one of our premium chasers. So I wouldn't be selling Foden this week, but I would be selling Ahmad. I don't think you need Ahmad in it. If you can go Ahmad to Saka, Mackham, that's a huge upgrade, a massive upgrade. So I'd be making that move, mate.
Should we go back to Cam's question for a minute, just because he did ask one. Yeah, he's one of our elites. You know, he's one of
we had Mackham at a premium, but he's not an elite.
I mean, Cam's just like a legend, really, isn't he? At this point too. So you're all legends, but Cam's been through a lot with CGA, and I feel like he's a big backer. So I'm not going to avoid his question. Anyway, Cunha may have to go. Eze or Gordon? I have Saka. What do you think out of that dilemma, mate? Cunha, I think definitely has to go, but I don't think that's a question. But
I feel for Cam because he's such a diehard United fan, and he plays FPL for pure vibes and enjoyment over overall rank. And many of you watching will agree with that and play the same way. He's been captaining Cunha, and it's been going against him. But he's been such a Cunha loyalist. To sell him must be so hard, because it's very difficult with a player who you've been captaining just to then get rid of. Take the arm.
It's easier when he's not in the team.
True, it's easier when he's not. But I mean, we're going to put Cam's question up on screen so I can see it. But yeah, just so
it was basically Eze or Gordon is 2 places he was thinking of going.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they're big upgrades, both of them. If you've got the spare Arsenal slot, I'd be going Eze. I think that could be loads of fun. I actually don't love the Gordon pick. He's on penalties, but I question how many goals Newcastle will score. I also question sets of 90 for Gordon. We keep seeing early subs for the wide men. There's Elanga, there's Murphy, there's Barnes when fit, and there's Gordon. That's 4 good wide men for 2 positions. And Gordon's first choice, sure, but he's not a 90-minute man under Howe anymore. And because of the Champions League and because of, fear of injuries and all that stuff, I prefer Eze, with Odegaard out.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that at the moment. A lot of people I've noticed are jumping on Eze for this game week. So, yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise. CH said Cam was CGA's first ever super chat. Did you know that?
No.
There you go. CH ain't going to be wrong. No chance. Knows more about this show than me and you.
We only put super chat on a
Was
year
that
and a
long
half
ago,
ago,
wasn't it?
maybe. So yeah, it's not like we're looking at those from 3 years ago. Oh, Woz has just joined as an elite chaser.
Well, I thought he already was. So there you go. Nice one,
Uh,
Wazza.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe subscription fell out. It does happen a lot on YouTube.
Well, what actually has been happening is people have been getting kicked out of YouTube and stuff. I mean, the YouTube itself has been crazy this week. So just check all your subscriptions and stuff this week, because there's been a lot of problems with notifications and stuff like that. I don't know if membership was specifically affected. But anyway, cheers, Wazza, as always. Glenn says, get those likes in. Indeed, we're 10 minutes into the show. 10 past 8 in the morning for Gianni, 10 past midnight for me here in San Diego. We're going to go through our teams, and we're going to be taking loads of questions from you guys. I'm intrigued by your benching dilemma, mate. So do you want to start getting the show on the road with going through your team?
Yeah, let's have a look at my team, guys. I'm going to do a couple of polls because my benching headache is just ridiculous. Like my bench, this is the best bench I'm going to have all season, and I unfortunately don't have a bench boost to use. So we'll show my team, and I'll show you where I'm at in terms of Saka ownership. 56% of you do own him for game week 8, which is okay. CH says it's 3 a.m. here. Fair
Crazy,
play,
man.
I had
You're crazy, CH. Thank you.
Yeah, that is awesome, CH. Hopefully you can have an afternoon nap today.
Yeah.
This team looks so good with these dimensions with us both on camera.
This is cool.
Hopefully for mobile listeners or watchers, you can see it clearly. But Senesi, Minter, Kilman, and Pope, guys, genuinely could start any of them. Let me tell you where I'm at though, because I've spent obviously 2 weeks thinking about this without honestly. So I'm going to go Dubravka over Raya. I'm going to go Dubravka over Pope just because. And whilst I love the Newcastle defence, I fancy Burnley at Turf Moor. And I feel like the Leeds-Burnley game could be a 0-0. Now, sure, Newcastle-Brighton, I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I'm benching Minter as well. But I just fancy Brighton to get a goal at home. Like, they're a good, dangerous team, no matter how good Newcastle are defensively. So I'm going to go Dubravka over Pope just. And then the other big dilemma is, do I look at Reinders or Minter? I'm going to go Reinders just because City will score more goals. But I'm still not locked on my defenders. Does Richards come out and does Senesi come in? Or does Kilman go in for Richards? Pretty much, guys, we're going to do a poll. Start one of Richards, Senesi, or Kilman. Dean, who would you start out of those three?
I would start Richards, but you were adamant earlier that you thought Kilman could keep a clean sheet. And that's a real different way of looking at it, and also takes you out of that Palace Bournemouth conundrum that you've got with Sarr and Semenyo. So if I was you, I think I'd go Kilman.
Yeah, and then I'm avoiding that fixture. And I do have attackers in that fixture. Like, I want Palace to score. I've got Sarr. I want Bournemouth to score. I've got Semenyo. But what if it's a 0-0? I get blanks from Sarr and Semenyo. And weren't we told by one of the chasers yesterday that this fixture was 0-0 twice last season? And then I have Richards and Senesi on the bench with their 8-pointers.
Yeah, we were, mate. So I think... Like, you came up with this bold plan for Kilman about the clean sheet.
I just feel like Brentford are firstly, they're a long ball team. So getting DEFCON against Brentford for centre-backs is very high chances. When centre-backs play Brentford, they get DEFCON.
Yeah.
And I just fancy Nuno, with 2 weeks on the training ground, would have done nothing but defensive drills with that team. And players like Kilman haven't been called up for international duty. Like, they were around on the training pitch.
Yeah, no, it's true. Senesi is winning the vote at the moment. He's just staying ahead of Kilman. Richards is the one that people just aren't fancying. He hasn't been leading the vote at any point. So the guy that you've got in there, it looks like he's going to need to come out. And most people seem to think that Senesi is the guy to go for, but that doesn't completely solve your conundrum, does it? With the Palace Bournemouth thing, you're just swapping one for another, and it's just a pure punt because we've got no idea which way that game's going.
Oh, it's so tough. Nikolai says Kilman for me, but that's close. I mean, interesting from Mike H. Shout out to Mike H. We haven't seen your name before. And guys, if you're new around here, come and say hello in the chat.
Yeah, say hello for sure.
Mike H says Kilman in for Mukiele and Minter in for Semenyo. Wow, I mean, benching Semenyo, you can't, can you, Dean? I mean, Kluivert should start today, and Kluivert will be on pens, but pens or not, Semenyo, in the form he's in, That's a silly benching, isn't it? Semenyo or not? Because
I saw someone earlier say they just sold Semenyo to get Saka, and I was like,
whoa,
that's still bold. Like, that's still bold. I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong, but it's very brave, given Semenyo is one of the top players in the game at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if I can be on board with it.
Yeah, guys, do get voting in the poll. 52 votes. We would love a few more to help me out. I'm genuinely looking at you lot for hope. And it is a really tight call at the moment. 33, 39 and 28%. Mukiele, I am going to start. I just fancy Sunderland. Guys, get those likes in as well. And if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We're chasing down 11K. We want to get there soon. Likes and subscribes would be so welcome. I know there's loads of you watching that probably think you're subscribed when you're not. Do hit that button or just check and hit the notification button when you're there.
Little Miss FPL has got a confession. Took a -4. Gyökeres and Bruno out and Saka and Bowen in. I don't hate it, I have to say. Price changes made me do it, but I'm feeling the -4 guilt. Don't worry about it. Kept Rice though, Dean. Go on, keep Declan. This week I obviously don't want Declan Rice. I'd be happy if he gets no points this week because he's playing Fulham. But whatever. He's
from Declan Rice last week. You're all right to have a blank or two now.
Yeah, he'll come back into the points at some stage anyway, so he can have a quiet week if he wants. But I want a little Miss FPL to do well. So let's see. With Bruno, like, it's obviously interesting to see what happens with Man United's midfield this weekend, because it's likely they won't play Casemiro, and Casemiro is the first choice defensive midfielder to play alongside Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
like, he's going to have severe jet lag. He's traveling from Brazil, been in Asia, haven't they? Like, that's not ideal at all. Casemiro is now like a key member of the Brazil team, and the last time there was an international break, they came back, and that Casemiro did not start. Agate did.
Really? It's not exactly like 18-year-old Esteval coming back from Brazil. There's a difference with Casemiro, right? There's miles on the clock there.
Yeah, and like, it might not seem like a big deal, but it kind of is, given that Casemiro is somebody that's now really trusted in that role, and it could affect Bruno points. So I think getting rid of Bruno might not be the worst idea based on that. I think most people probably expecting Man United to lose that game, but I'm not so sure. I think this is a great time for United to go to Liverpool and just see if they can rock them again. Like, the fact that Liverpool have had this wobble makes United just believe a little bit. And it's just remarkable. If Man United did go to Liverpool and win, United are 2 points behind them.
Whoa. No one will be talking about Amorim getting sacked then, surely.
2 points behind Arnold if he can beat him at the weekend. Now, obviously, like, it's a big if, but mate, isn't that interesting that's how finely poised this season is. Man United have a dreadful record going to Anfield, to be honest. Like, it's not good at all. But as I say, the way that United looking for consecutive wins, Liverpool just having consecutive defeats, it's good time to play them.
Yeah, and I feel like with Amorim, like, they're better when they don't have to play deep blocks. They're better when they don't have to have the ball much. Like, look at Arsenal in the opening game. United put up a good fight. Liverpool will come at them, and that might actually suit United under Amorim with a 3-5-3. So, 3-4-3. Watch this space. There's no 12 man there. Tiger Twain says, "Wait, where's Gianni streaming from?" And Maliki says, "A police station." The audio is different. The background. But I am somewhere very cool. I'm going to show you guys again for those that weren't in. Anyone know where that is? Well, you do, because I said earlier. It's Sky Sports. So yeah, pretty cool backdrop. And guys, get your questions in. If you're a lurker, come say hi. My benching dilemma before we move off my team is, do I start Senesi, Richards, Kilman? Guys, I don't think it's going to be Senesi. I think it's going to be Kilman or Richards, because, Dean, Palace definitely score at Selhurst Park today, don't they?
I think so, yeah. At the start of the week, we were going through those goal scoring charts and looking at the XG and looking at Mateta and all the rest of it. Palace score in this game.
Yeah,
they do.
I can't say the same about Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth score, but Richard's got a much better chance of a clean sheet, in my opinion.
I think so, yeah. I think if you're gonna just edge it here, then go on the side of Palace. It's going to be a tight game that none of us can predict which way that is going to go, if anyone even wins it. So I think you're doing the safe one.
I just know whatever combination I do on my bench is going to go wrong. So I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday night or Tuesday. There's a game on Monday night, so we might not be streaming. But Yeah, guys, maybe it'll be Tuesday, but I guarantee I'll be showing you this team with loads of points on the bench. So gutted about that one already. Haaland captain, no dramas there. One free transfer, which I'm rolling to next week. Dean, let's see your team. And then, guys, it's going to be all about you lot. It's going to be questions galore. So, yeah, Dean, always go with the home fixture, says Mikel. And I like that. That's probably why I'm
yeah, it doesn't quite work out like that anymore, though, does it?
True. And you had some good data on that about a few months ago, didn't you? And it was pretty 50-50.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like what we usually expect. So, but it always seems comforting, doesn't it? It's just not often the way that things work out anymore. 20 minutes into the show, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world. I'll go through my team in a bit. Let's do some questions because you're going to have to jump off a bit early today. So I might save my team for the last 15 minutes and we can talk about it then and people can give their opinions on it. So we need to make the most of you and we can get some questions in while we're in together. So whatever your dilemma is, let us know right now. We'll give you our thoughts on it, see if we can come to some sort of conclusion. And then in a bit, we will go through my team and we can also decide whether I make another transfer. Mark's said on wildcard, Gordon versus Enzo. Gordon this week and Enzo in next week, or another 1 week mid punt. Have Saka, Sarr, Reinders, and Semenyo with 2 free transfers coming out of wildcard. There's a lot of information to take him up for me at 20 past midnight. Can you figure it out, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, you're on wildcard, so all I'll say is I wouldn't be booking in transfers to go Gordon this week and Enzo next. If you're on wildcard, guilt-free, you can pick Enzo. Sure, there's a lot of rumours that he might not play. And I know I said earlier in the week he'll be fine. I'm going to go back on that. Of course, it's a coin toss. Will he, won't he? But there's every chance he does play. If you're making a transfer this week, buying Enzo is risky. If you're on wildcard, you can absolutely pick him because you should have a good first bench option if he doesn't play. And he's either going to start or probably not feature at all. So I'd go straight to Enzo.
Very good. Emma currently got a bench boost on Cucurella, Pedro, and Caicedo. Do you think all 3 will start?
I think Cucurella
is obviously some injury concerns over Pedro and Caicedo. I think all 3 will start.
Caicedo's been pictured in training, I think, or he's done all his normal Instagram stuff he usually does on a match day. Pedro Neto is a doubt, but could start. And João Pedro is going to definitely be fine. And I expect it's João Pedro you own. And Cucurella is definitely fine.
Yeah, I've seen there are some doubts around about them, but yeah, João Pedro will play him. Don't worry about that. I think you're good. I think you're good to go. Evan, same problem. Do I bench boost with Rodon, Minte, Senesi, and Pope? Got 4 transfers too. Minte to Sarr.
No, long-term pick anyway. Like, although Sarr's better, but I've got Minter and Sarr. By the way, that is as good a bench boost as you'll get all season. Like, that's amazing. Of course you bench boost that. That's great. I wish I could bench boost my bench this week.
That is a very nice bench boost. Yeah, I would also go for that one. Helen says, play Senesi as 4th defender or Bruno.
Is that what it's come down to for 9 million Bruno Fernandes? Guys, you cannot own 9 million Bruno Fernandes and bench him. Like, get him out your team, fine. But if he's in your team, you can't be playing a Senesi away.
Who do you think is the better pick, though? Who would you do, Senesi or Bruno?
I mean,
Senesi might be the better pick, right?
He might be this way. No, I would go Bruno. I'd always back the guy on pens for the attacking team, I think. And Liverpool defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see the point that's being made, though. Like, Man United's next game, home to Brighton. Like, at home is where Man United got all their points. So you kind of want to keep Bruno and just like, I don't fancy him to do anything at Liverpool. But if they get a penalty, then he takes it, he scores.
And you know what? Both Senesi and Bruno got one thing in common. They will both pick up DEFCON this match day, this round. Yeah. So your floor is already 4 points.
Yeah. Are Anthony and Alderete fit? Any Enzo news, says Roger. I think Enzo's good, isn't he?
He's not been pictured in any of the training images, but Enzo's been coy. It's a coin toss, but Alderete should be fine.
I just think Enzo will play. We'll find out soon. We're only a few hours away from it.
Chelsea need him, and no Cole Palmer. I mean, you don't want to be paying Buonanotte as a 10 in a Premier League game.
No, it's a big game as well. Chelsea could go and ask a few questions. Let us know in the comments if you think what you would do with Enzo. Keep your questions coming in. Me and G with you. I'm here until 1 a.m. UK time. Patrick says Saka captain against Fulham, who will not have Lukic. Yeah, look, he's a big
Haaland.
miss, but there's no way I think I'd be going against Haaland as a captain. If you haven't got Haaland, then yeah, fine. But in a week when City are at home, Haaland's still scoring goals, he's completely fit, there's no injury doubt, I would just go with him. I wouldn't overcomplicate the question, to be honest with you. Ice G wants a third Arsenal asset. He's got Gyökeres, he's got Gabriel. Does he need to add Timber or Saka? Why are you not looking at Declan Rice? I mean, probably, yeah, is what I would say.
Timber for me. Well, I don't know. Like, I'd get rid of Gyökeres if I can and get Saka and Timber. Like, Saka, Timber are definitely two of the three best Arsenal assets.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's up to you, Ice G. If you see high-scoring games or low score or clean sheets or goals, I mean, Saka is a great pick. With captaincy, by the way, Saka's sure a fine option, but this doesn't fill the week. And I'm going to say this a lot this season. This doesn't feel the week to go against Haaland.
I've said it since before the season began. Rob says, do I play both Senesi and Lacroix and Raya away to Fulham or Dubravka at home to Leeds? Oh, that's a bit of a conundrum, that last one.
You play Raya because Arsenal are phenomenal defensively. Like, they've conceded, what did we say last night? 3 big chances all season. Like,
it's something stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, it was something stupid.
They'll win the league because their defence is the clear.
At the moment, yeah, the way you analyse the teams at the moment, at least they've got a solid foundation and the style that they're sticking to. Liverpool have been a bit of a roller coaster. Eddie wants to know if we sell Foden or keep one free transfer, 0 to spend. I mean, Foden is a tough one. Obviously, there was a couple of weeks ago, it was looking like a good pick. Home to Everton, like, I think I would just, if I had Foden up, I would just keep him.
Yeah, and he's had a nice rest. Like, Foden,
he's had a break.
Amazing. He had that huge game, and then he's had a blank or two. But in those 2 blanks before the break, like the Brentford game, like, really good.
And also now got the bit between his teeth. He's got to get back in the England squad. Like, he's now got an actual legit fight to be on that plane to the World Cup. And at the moment, it's not looking good for him. He wasn't good for England the last time he went to a tournament. And he hasn't been in the Man City team much for the past year. He's just starting to find form. I don't think it's the worst thing that he was kept out of the squad. Like, it'd be like, you can't earn a place in this squad in 3 games. Some people have. But ultimately, that's the message to Foden. And I think it's a good one. Like, I don't agree with everything that Tuchel does, but I don't mind that one. Full of Ham. What are your thoughts on triple Arsenal defence? This is someone who's a Fulham fan who's playing against them. I'm currently on Timber, Gabriel, Calafiori. Wow. I mean, it's a bit OTT, isn't it? But, I mean, over the course of the season, it's going to serve you well.
Yeah, it's going to be you're going to get great points. The only thing is, there's going to be a time where an Arsenal attacker explodes and you can't jump on them. You can't jump on Gyökeres if he starts scoring. You can't jump on Saka now. Not easily, 2 transfers. So, and again, we might be looking at that Arsenal attacker as a captaincy option when we are backing against Haaland, when Haaland does have a tricky fixture. If you don't own Salah, Saka is probably the go-to second option as with captaincy. Yeah. But for here and now, in terms of clean sheets moving forward, you're going to get a ton. Thank you so much, Glenn, for gifting a membership. And one of our regulars, Peter.
Yeah, I can't believe Peter got it. I also can't believe he wasn't a member, but there you go. He is now, so happy days. Peter, say your thank yous and off we go. Do we think Chalobah starts? Fofana? I've given up. I keep getting the Chelsea defence wrong every time I predict it. It's just wrong. There's like 2 changes every game.
Yeah, I mean, Fofana shouldn't come in because Fofana, yes, he's back fit, but when he's back fit, he's often not fit. You know, he doesn't come straight in. Tosin is back. Badiashile is out till December. So it will be Tosin and Achapong, or it will be Tosin and I think probably Chalobah.
Yeah. I'm so excited the Premier League's back. I'm so glad it's back this weekend. It's so boring when it's not here. Nottingham Forest against Chelsea is the first game coming up in 4 hours' time. Steve says, is it too risky to bench boost with Enzo? I'm concerned if you don't, it'll be a big red as I took a -4.
No, it's fine, Steve. And it won't be a red if you're on bench boost because so many aren't on a chip. You'll still get 3 extra performers. I bench boosted and I had Cole Palmer go down in the warm-up. Everyone thought Cole Palmer was fit. Like, these things... Like, someone could go down in the warm-up any given week. And it doesn't happen much, but those surprise benchings do happen, or players missing out on a surprise basis, like Cole Palmer did, I would punt. If you've got a really good 3 players outside of Enzo, I'd still do it.
Yeah. Who would you bench, mate? Gyökeres or Voltemada for this week?
You can't bench the forwards. You must have a defender you can bench.
That is bold. That's true, actually. Like, I would never have both those players and be able to leave one of them on the bench. There's no way I could do that. I don't even know which way I'd go. I think they both score 1. Like, that's what my prediction would be. Like, I think Arsenal will score 2 against Fulham, and I'm thinking Saka and Gyökeres. Like, that's where my mind goes straight away. So, and Newcastle, I think they will get 1 against Brighton.
And
he's, he's the goal source at the moment. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Like, he hasn't got a great. His patterns inside the box aren't great. He doesn't have a great XG. He's overperforming at the moment in terms of his goals. Got a penalty and 2 headers in the league. So it's not that consistent, but obviously Gyökeres isn't either. So don't be too fooled by the fact that Voltemada is scoring goals, because the pattern of the way he's getting them isn't reliable at this moment.
Yeah, okay, nice. Get Saka, but do I sell Foden or Bruno? Bruno. Guys, Foden's a really good pick. Like, Everton at home, he's going to start.
I think people are scared because other creators aren't really talking about Foden at the moment. That's because there's nothing to react to with Foden at the moment. Like, he hasn't been in the England squad. We've had a break. And the time when people get excited about Foden is when he just does something. Well, this is your chance to get ahead of the curve, because he's playing against an Everton team that he might be able to have a big influence on. Home fixture, I think Foden is a good pick. So if you've got him, be brave.
Loads with Foden. Loads don't watch full Man City games unless they're like big TV games.
Yeah.
And you and I can safely say, well, look, he started the last 4 games and he had a 12-pointer against United, but it's 3 since then where he started all 3, played 90 in 2 of them. He's blanked in all 3 of them. But in all 3 of them against Arsenal, Burnley and Brentford, certainly against Burnley and Brentford, boy, did he dodge points. Like, he was brilliant. And Pep's been full of praise for him. If you watch the last few Man City games where Foden's played Burnley, Brentford and played 2 sets of 90 and blanked, you'll go, he's a key cog in that attack and he's a brilliant pick for a home fixture versus Everton. But because he hasn't got a 11 or a 12 points by his name, people just think he's been rubbish because he's had 2 threes. He's not been rubbish. He's amazing. Yeah. Bruno's rubbish.
Yeah, I get it. And every week there are just trendy players to have. And this week, Foden just isn't somebody that people are talking about. But I wouldn't worry about it. Malaki says Cherky will affect Foden minutes. I wouldn't worry about it at the moment. Like, we'll see that down the line a little bit, I think, mate. Cherky obviously going to have to be careful as he comes back, because they can't overuse him as we get involved. Right, would you do Xavi Simons, Voltemada to Enzo and Bowen for free? I don't think I'd bother. I don't think I'd bother with that, to be honest.
Keep Xavi and Voltemada, they're fine this week. Certainly, I think Voltemada's better than Bowen.
I really don't think I'd do that. I think Xavi Simons even has a half-decent fixture at home to Villa. Like, you never know. Like, Xavi Simons, very good. And Spurs fans starting to think he might even end up becoming a bit of a poster boy if he can really live up to his potential. Voza, who is a Spurs fan, he says, selling Richie, who for? JP, the obvious one, with Sunderland next week, but is it time to jump on the Isak train before he fires? Now, this is it is interesting, because nobody again is talking about Isak at the moment. It only takes 1 goal against Man United and everybody's starting to think about it.
Right.
What's kind of said the honeymoon period's over. Like, he's fit now. He's had a few games. Now is the time. And actually, one of the reasons I didn't go ahead with my second transfer was because there was a second thought, thinking, shall I bring Isak in? I don't think I'm going to do it, but it was what made me hesitate over just going for another midfielder straight away. And part of the reason I might just leave that other transfer in the bank. So, yeah, I think Isak might be worth a punt, you know.
The only reason I don't love moving to Isak yet is his conditioning and playing 3 times a week because of the Champions League. And I think Isak, I mean, to be fair, does he start Man United and then get benched for Frankfurt? Does Ekitike get the Frankfurt game, given it was his old club? Then it's Brentford in the Prem. And then the midweek game the week after is no Champions League. It's the EFL Cup. So again, yes, it's Palace, but I'd still expect if you need to bench Isak, it's then. And then it's Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Man City as a group of three. Again, does he start two of the three? Real Madrid's such a big game, you expect him to start. But given the fact that the two of the next midweek games are EFL Cup, potential rest, and Frankfurt, potential rest if Ekatike gets a nod, I actually don't mind Isak at all, Wazzo. It's a very you move.
Yeah, exactly. Like Wazza likes to be different, and he doesn't ever pick Salah and things like that. Like he's very much his own man. And Wazza, I think, go for it, mate, because if you're going to play the game a bit differently, then Isak is a good one to be different on. Like he's brilliant. Like he's just made a £135 million transfer, whatever it ended up being. So he owes you a goal at some point soon. Thank you very much for this chat we've just had in. We really appreciate that, mate. Appreciate you doing it. Timber and Shaka or Senesi and Minte planning for bench boost on game week 10. What are we on now? 8?
Yeah, Timber and Xhaka. I mean, an Arsenal player there is a great punt. Is a great pick. Like, I'd go Timber and Xhaka. I know Senesi has been phenomenal, but Timber's better than Senesi by some distance, I think.
Yeah, it's just a safer bet, isn't it, in terms of the team consistency too. Like Bournemouth might fall away. It doesn't take a lot, you'd imagine, for Bournemouth to fall away, more than it probably would Arsenal, given their strength in depth. I know Bournemouth have adapted brilliantly to the players they lost in the summer, but it only takes a mini injury crisis and they're struggling. But yeah, thank you again, mate. We really appreciate that. We've got about 20 minutes left of the show and about 5 minutes left of G before he hops through that glass panel and tells the whole Sky Sports world how good his team is for this game week. Code says, which one player should I start and which two should I bench? Van der Ven, Goodmanson, or Richards?
Oh, I mean, yeah, bench dilemmas are real. I feel like Villa will score with Watkins back. I don't know. I know Villa haven't been great, but I feel like they should score. I quite like Goodmanson against Burnley. I think that's a real chance of a 0-0. Burnley leads. Sorry, I'd probably start Goodmanson or Richards. I'd probably go Goodmanson, And I know he's the only one playing away from home, but he comes with upside. I know he doesn't get the DEFCON, but neither does Van der Ven. And I just think Goodmanson leads are better than we think, and I fancy a 0-0.
Yeah, like some of our viewers are going to see you popping up on Sky Sports soon. What do you think is going to be the main three takeaways from today's show? Like, what do you think will be the main messages of going into deadline? Like, obviously Saka's the big one. Saka and Salah, obviously we're well covered on. But what do you think are going to be the main things that you're asked about and that you'll have to pitch in on?
Good question, because I've literally 30 seconds before you asked that loaded the running order because didn't look at it last night, and I'm like, oh god, I'm on air in 45
minutes. Good prep, mate.
I know. So the running order goes like this. I've got it up on my email now, and the producer here is brilliant, so he does a lot of research. So the opening few questions are around Arsenal, as you would expect, looking at Eze and Enzo, given the fact Palmer and Odegaard are out, so those two big injuries, and how Enzo and Eze will benefit. And then we're looking at the most bought-in players, so Semenyo, Haaland, but also Waltemard are going to get some chat. Caicedo too, and then we're going to talk about selling Salah, João Pedro, and Gyökeres because they've all been popular sales. I think selling João Pedro is crazy this week. I think he's the second or third highest sell. Then I'm going to be stating my case for a differential. I'm on Ismail Assar. We haven't spoken about Palace today, but we have a lot on chasing green arrows the last few days. Sarr is a fantastic pick. I put him right up there as the best differential to buy right now. Sarr's ownership, guys, guess in the chat. Give me a number without cheating. No cheating here. What ownership do you think Ismaila Sarr is? Put a number on it and we'll flash them up. Oh, no way. Anselmo, thank you so much. How generous. Gifted 5 channel memberships. That is ridiculously generous. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is very generous. Mark, Rich, Obly, Homegrown, and Josip all benefiting from that kindness. So very good of you, mate, on this Saturday morning, Friday night, wherever you are. And Kev says, thank you for the £5, mate. We really appreciate that. He's got 4 free transfers. Rate Bruno, but can go Bruno to Saka and still have 4 free transfers next week. Seems a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd do it, Kev. Like, Saka's better than Bruno. And remember, if you're on 5 free transfers, you can't get to 6. So at some point, you've got to start using them. Like, you don't want to burn one. And if you get to 5, you don't use one, you'll lose one effectively, because the next week you'll still only have 5. So yeah, I'd go Bruno. Thank you, mate, and thank you for hitting the subscribe button, guys. Loads of you have been guessing with your numbers. We'll flash up a few on screen, but Ismail Assar ownership. For those just joining, going, why is the chat looking ridiculous with all the numbers? You've been guessing 12 and 9 and 8. Yeah, it is. It's under 10%, which I think at 7.8%, Ismail Assar is an awesome pick. And by the way, Bukayo Saka, we spoke about him earlier in ownership. It's just over 10 now. He's 12%, but still so lowly owned.
So lowly owned. Glad to be on it, mate. I'm going to let you go so that you can do your prep and get on there.
Thank you, mate. Guys, thank you for joining. We will be back. Well, I'll be back on Chasing Green Arrows next week. There's a Monday night game. I'm just going to look what that Monday night game is before I go. I don't think it's a huge West Ham, Brentford. I don't know. We might be on Tuesday. We might be on Monday. Yeah, so, guys, we'll let you know. More reason to hit that notification bell. But, guys, do not go anywhere, because for 20 minutes' time, you've got Dean looking at his team. Help him out with his team, because he's got a couple of benching dilemmas as well. And we'll be putting some polls, no doubt, in the chat. Chasers, I might see you on Sky Sports News. If you want to come and watch, you can watch from all around the world. 9:30 a.m. So in 45 minutes time, I'll have a face full of makeup and be chatting on Sky Sports News with Hayley McQueen. I'll see you.
Enjoy it, mate.
Cheers,
nice
mate.
One. All right, Mikhail says, hasn't Dean been banging on about João Pedro to Voltemada all week? I don't think I have, mate. I don't think I have. I think I've played down Voltemada because I'm a bit scared of the fact that the way that he's getting his goals doesn't seem to be something that's reliable. So I don't think I've been doing that. I have been pointing out that Mateta's been getting a lot of chances. I'd go for Mateta above them. Patrick asks if I bought Saka. I have bought Saka. Let's get my team up on the screen. Here we go. Saka is in for Mo Salah. I've got another free transfer that I've not yet decided on, but this is my team. My rank is currently 450k. So I've done a bit better recently, managed to get a bit of uplift. And this is where I currently sit. I will be keeping Haaland as my captain. Let me know what you think. If I was to do a second transfer, I was thinking of getting Dewsbury Hall out, getting Ismail Assar in, and changing to a 3-5-2. A small part of me has contemplated taking Muniz out and getting João Pedro in. G keeps talking him up, and I'm a bit scared that I don't have him. So let me know what you think. Would you get in a Chelsea player? Because it does feel like a bit of an absence. Muniz obviously out, so perhaps I should be looking at that a bit more clearly. Samart says, not a Chelsea midfielder. I mean, I think I would have gone Enzo if there wasn't this doubt over him. That I think I would have gone Enzo Fernandez. I'm not sure who else I fancy from that Chelsea team. I do think they'll get in behind Forest, but I don't know who it's going to be. I find the Chelsea team hard to predict really at the moment. I'd like Esteval, but I don't know if he's going to play. Can you do Muniz to Isak? I can't. I'm about 0.4 short, I think. So, yeah, I can't do that one, Nicola. Thanks for the idea. Dewsbury to Enzo or Caicedo. Yeah, I mean, Caicedo, I guess I could consider, but I don't know, I'd rather have something a bit more fun, to be honest, and go for a Sarr or a João Pedro. Amar still prefers Enzo over João Pedro. Yeah, it's not something I've massively considered. It's only really been in the duration of this show, to be honest with you. But do keep the likes and subscribes coming in, and let me know what you think of this team, and also what you want to do with your own team, and we will get some thoughts in on your own dilemmas. I have gone for Dubravka over Petrovic. Again, I think that's a dilemma that a lot of people have coming into this game week, but Dubravka does seem to be a pretty decent pick, I think, for that particular game against Leeds. Sai89 says, looks like a classic role. I think I'll be better just keeping the transfer up my sleeve. And I'll go with that again for next week, and I'll consider where I'm at. I do fancy getting Isak in, so that might give me a bit more scope to do it too. If I can get 2 free transfers next week, I probably can afford to get to Alex Isak. Ice G says, Dean, we love your rogue and fun options. Let's go Wonder Kid. Esteval, he's playing Nottingham Forest. I mean, if he gets enough minutes, you'd back him. I just don't know that we can trust him at the moment. If it wasn't on the back of an international break, maybe I would, but it's so difficult to predict lineups and get an accurate reading on injuries and stuff on the back of these periods. So yeah, Tiger says, really like your team, so roll. That's kind of the temptation at the moment. I don't love that I've got 3 Arsenal in because I'm a Fulham fan, but whatever. Got to get over that right now. Playing Van Heck over Senesi. I'm tempted to, yeah. I'm tempted to. The home fixture pulls me in a bit. And I talked earlier on about, like, I don't completely trust it, but it's quite comforting sometimes. I don't think Newcastle are that prolific. I think Brighton should be capable of being able to hold them out. It's a bit of a punt, but I think Crystal Palace are going to score against Bournemouth anyway. So it's just going to be bad luck. If I get it wrong, I can't be angry about it. Like, this is just the way that I'm going with Van Heck. Yeah, so Chalobah or Cucurella. Would I consider them for... Really, I definitely wouldn't go Chalobah because I don't really like him as a player. Cucurella is fun, but yeah, I don't know that I do him. S. Rob says, is Gianni coming on? You've just missed him. He's literally just logged off, mate. Gianni is about to go on Sky Sports News in about 40 minutes. So you can catch him there if you've got Sky Sports or can get access to it through YouTube or wherever. Co says, bench one, Richarlison or Reinders. I think I'd bench Richarlison for that one, to be honest. Quite fancy Reinders against Everton and the sorts of positions that he gets. So I think I would go with that. Yeah, Esrob, sorry, mate, if you were here to see Gianni, but you could rewind and you could see everything that Gianni said because he went through his team and he answered a lot of questions as well. Tommy says, how do I turn my defence around? Got Gabriel, Calafiori, Senesi, Lacroix, Senesi with 1 transfer available. I don't think there's a lot you need there, is there? You've got Senesi listed twice, which is slightly confusing, obviously. Have another go at that, Tommy. I see who the other defender actually is because Senesi's good, but he ain't that good that you can pick him twice. Voltemada or Kudus. Andrew, look, I've had a bit of a dilemma over Kudus myself. I think Kudus is a really good pick, and I've kind of bottled it. With this midfielder pick, it was originally going to be Kudus as well as Saka that came into my team. And I went cold on it because Gianni keeps talking up Sarr, and he's right to talk up Sarr. Like, Sarr is a very good pick. And as a result of that, I've just come away from Kudus. But I think Kudus is the Tottenham pick for this game week. I really do. I think I'd go Kudus over Voltemada. Yeah, I think I would be brave and go for it. So if you're brave enough to go for it too, then give it a crack. Eddie, Raya or Dubravka. G said Raya earlier on. He says if you've got him, you've got to go for him. I'd be inclined to agree. Obviously, I'd like to believe that Fulham can score against Arsenal. But if I'm taking my Fulham hat off and I had David Raya in my team, I'll be picking David Raya for an away game against Fulham. I think you have to trust him in a fixture like that. Will we get any news on Enzo before deadline? Don't think so, mate. We're ticking down, obviously, 3.5 hours to go. There might be a Chelsea ITK that gets in on it, but I haven't seen anything yet. I do sometimes. Let me actually just see if I can get a site up that I sometimes use for Chelsea news. I'll try and give that a go while I'm talking and see in a second whether I can get any input from that on what they were thinking of Enzo, because they do typically get good team previews in. I'm not going to name the site per se because I get some good FPL secrets from it that I use on the show. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they haven't come through at all. They're as uncertain as we are. So I don't know on Enzo, to be honest with you. It's a very difficult one to predict. I was going to say yes, but G had other thoughts, and now that's made me think twice. Right, Mikel says Gyökeres to João Pedro and one of the Vans to Timber. I don't think I would bother going Gyökeres to João Pedro, to be honest, mate. The other one I think is fine. I don't think I would bother going from Gyökeres to João Pedro. I think you're good to stick with Gyökeres. Remember, it's not just 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. If you look at it as an overall season, you stick with someone like Gyökeres. I personally am confident that he will return. That's what I'm looking for from him. It's not on like, is he going to bang this week? It's like, is he over the next 4 weeks before the international break going to prove worthwhile? And hopefully by sticking by him, we'll see that he is. Romero or Senesi. I currently have Romero as first bench and Senesi starting. Yeah, no talk actually about Romero before getting to this question here. It is a difficult game for Senesi, so I don't by any stretch of the imagination think that is nailed on. Tottenham against Aston Villa. I've got Van der Ven in my team and I'm trusting him. So I'd be mad not to tell you to back Romero. I would say go with the Romero in that one and go with Senesi as your first benched player. Personally, keep your questions coming in. Now we're into the last 10 minutes here. Don't forget there's other streamers that will be starting, and more importantly, G coming at 9:30 on Sky Sports News. So make sure you tune in to watch him there rather than any other streams. Any interest in Haaland's triple captain? I don't think Everton at home is the fixture. And after international break, it's always difficult to know what we get from a team output. From Haaland, I think we're safe to trust that if a chance comes, he'll score. But we don't know exactly whether City are going to be flowing in that game or whether it takes them a while to find their feet. So I don't think I would triple captain Haaland in this game. There will definitely be better times to do that. Andrew's wondering whether to bench Semenyo or Reinders. Absolutely no way I would bench Semenyo at the moment. In way too good a form. Has to be Reinders in that situation. Can't believe you can contemplate leaving Semenyo out, mate. I think that's really bad idea. Genuinely one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment, not just in this game, just overall. There's a lot of teams wondering what his release clause is going to be in the summer. Because I don't think anyone wants to pay £100 million for him, but Bournemouth would like it. Fulham constantly having good numbers, but they're not keeping many clean sheets. Have you got any idea as to why that is? The team hasn't totally clicked so far this season. Fulham do have really good substitutions and in terms of options, and Marcus Silva's gotten better at nailing that. So I trust that process a bit more. I think the absence of Anthony Robinson has really been felt this season for Fulham. And yeah, I don't think it's been talked about a lot really, but that has made a big difference in my eyes, both defensively and in the attacking sense. But yeah, so let's see how Fulham can get on. Hopefully, look, my FPL team will be hurt, but I'll be very happy if Fulham do beat Arsenal. Yashwan says Eze and Cucurella or Gordon and Timber. Gordon and Timber for me, just because I like the Timber pick more than any of the others, to be honest. So I think I would be going in there. Should I take Reinders out for Sarr? Yeah, I think I would do that, Chelsea boy. Yeah, I think I would prefer to have Sarr in my team than Reinders if I had to pick one right now. Patrick says you could do Rice to Kudus, then get an Arsenal defender for next week. The problem is, Patrick, I've built myself into such a Rice fanboy that would kind of ruin my narrative. And because I'm on this channel, I feel like I need to stick by that. If I wasn't doing this show, I'd probably be doing that. I think you're right. But because of being here and singing Rice's praises every week and saying I believe in the process, I'm going to believe in the process and see how it works out. Hopefully it works out for me. Seri says, I have Bruno and Mbumo. Who would you transfer out and for who? It's difficult because I think on an eye test, Mbumo is the more dangerous player, whether it's an assist or a goal. I know he's not been in the goals himself much, but got the assist for Mason Mount in the last game against Sunderland. Personally, I don't think he was aiming for Mason Mount, but that's for another day. But Bruno obviously has the pen power, and that's why you can't leave him out. So I'd have to, in that situation, put Mbumo on the bench. Right. Tommy's finally got his team together here. He's got his words together. Gabriel, Calafiori, Senesi, Richards, Lacroix. Man, I definitely don't think... I can't remember what the original question was, but I think this is a really good selection of defenders, and I don't think you've got too much of a problem. If I was to bench one, then I think it would be Senesi for this week. I think I'd be willing to brave it with two Arsenal defenders. If you're not willing to brave two Arsenal defenders, then take Calafiori out. So Calafiori and Senesi, for me, are the weakest two picks out of those. And I think that the other two are fine. Just personal opinion, and that's just because I'm veering on the side of Crystal Palace in that Palace-Bournemouth game that is coming up. A reminder that the deadline for the game is coming up in 2 hours. So once this stream ends, you've got 2 hours to lock in your teams. We've got the first game of the day coming when Nottingham Forest play Chelsea in the early game. There's loads of action today coming up as well. Just generally in the 3 o'clocks. Brighton play Newcastle, Burnley v Leeds, Palace v Bournemouth, City v Everton, Sunderland v Wolves, and then we get onto the main event, which is Fulham versus Arsenal. Last couple of minutes on this one. Code Knight asks which channel is G on. He's on Sky Sports News. So I think if you have like, I think if you have the Premier League channel, G might also be on that. I'm not entirely sure though. Not entirely sure about that. But if you're outside of England, then try that. Otherwise, try Sky Sports YouTube channel because they might do it live. If not, if you've just got TV channels to get into, Sky Sports News is where Gianni will be in half an hour going through the plan, which he spoke about here about 20 minutes ago. Eddie's going off to work. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming to watch. Nice one. FPL Comfort says you're a machine streaming right now. Top work. Yeah, so it's now 1 o'clock in the morning in San Diego. And I was on here at 8 a.m. this morning chatting to G. So it has been a long stretch. I didn't sleep in between, but we did have a night out with some friends. I didn't drink, but we did have a good time. And so I've stayed awake and it's been a long shift. And I can tell that if I was to go into like another hour, I'd struggle to talk much more. So I won't be up for the early kickoff because that's in 3.5 hours. I will be up for the normal 3 p.m. games. And when I wake up, I'll be checking to see what Chelsea have done. As I now go to bed, I'm thinking, should I bring in a Chelsea player? That is going to be my last decision of the day. Do I bring in a midfielder? Do I bring in João Pedro? I don't think I will, but you'll find out when it gets to Monday. Thanks to everybody else who stayed awake for this one. I know some people here are like 3 hours ahead of me, which means it's now 4 in the morning. You guys are crazy. You go to bed. Everybody else, crack on with your day. Go and watch your other streams. Go and watch Gianni on Sky Sports News. Thanks so much for watching the stream yesterday and the stream right now. And we will be back with you very soon. Have a good weekend, everyone. Cheers.